Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a hillbilly spoon. Now we're just going to do the hillbilly part of the head and do the spoon part of it later as a different episode. So let's get off into this here today. Now this is a bandsaw cutout, and I'll show you here a partial finished one that we're kind of going for, so you can see we've already got the spoon carved, but we're going to focus mostly on the head and features here today. And so let's take our number 39 V-tool here, and we're going to start separating the head and hat, and we're moving around here to the all the way around. This is good cutting wood today. That's great. It's always good to find a good piece of basswood that is working with you. Again, this will be available in the description for you to print off and to have for you to try. And down the road, I will, like I said earlier, we're going to do the spoon part later on. So as we are taking our V-tool here, we are outlining the different features. Now this is going to be the shoulder area. That would be this part right in here. Okay. And so that can hopefully help you understand where we're going with this. And I know sometimes a bandsaw cutout doesn't have a lot of the features removed like a rough out does, but I think it's good for you to jump off from a rough out and do a bandsaw cutout. They're a lot of fun, but also to help you in your creativity. All right, so this here would be the side of his face, as you can see here. And of course, this would be the nose right here in the center. I've kind of drawn that up where you can kind of see just the place there in this eye area here. All right, so now we're going to continue to take our V-tool here and work our way around. Now we're cutting the hat away here, so tucking that head under the hat here. So again, take your time through here and take your V-tool and let the V-tool do its work, the parting tool. Okay, now we're going to take our knife and we're going to make a stop cut along here and around and separating the head and the hat here. So let's take our knife and start making those cuts around and keeping our tool right in the center of where we parted with the V-tool. Now we're going to start removing some of the blockiness. Now again, just take your time through here and setting the facial features under the hat here a little bit. Because we want to create that 90-degree angle on here. And I'm going to switch to a little longer bladed knife for now. That way I can remove some wood a little quicker. Now we're going with the grain, so that helps also. Undercutting, creating the back part of the head here in the hair area. Okay, now you can see here we're starting getting the basic features in, the blocking of the facial features. Now we need to come in here and make a cut to start shaping the beard area, getting that beard trimmed down, so to speak. Okay. That's where we're at there. Move some things to the side here. Pushing cut. I'm trimming the beard back. Again, always watch where your finger placement is. Okay, so now we're creating the shoulders here. As you can see, these are going to be the kind of the shoulder, the chest area. And so we're going to come in here like so, start dressing things down. Okay, now I can start working and creating more and more of that 90-degree angle. I'm going to switch blades here. I can get better control now because I'm working closer. And every tool has its purpose. Okay, as you can see there, we're getting a little bit of a point there. That's where we're trying to reach our goal here. It takes a while. And we're going to leave the hat alone for a while. We want to get this head dressed down. And again, I'm moving back and forth from one knife to another because safety reasons and also for comfort. Okay. And so we are going in here to trim down the beard more and go from there. All right, he's looking good. And now we're going to continue to shape the chest area. Rounding things off. So you can kind of see we're changing things up a little bit here, and that's all right. Always look at it and get your everything leveled out on each side. That way one side's not too far in or too far out. So try to stop and look at your piece that you're working on and get the right perspective. All right, got out of focus there just a little bit, but as you can see there, this is where we're heading. Okay, all right, let's continue to work down, get rid of the blockiness to where we can start working on the facial features. That's the fun part of carving, is taking a blank piece of wood and bringing it to life, giving it its own character. All right, I'm going to continue to shape here. Now I'm going to take my knife here, this shorter blade, and start working and smoothing out underneath the rim of the hat. Taking my V-tool here, cleaning up the edges. All right, so that's where we're at there. All right, we're getting some real estate removed here. Now this is going to be the separation right here to show for the spoon. Okay. All right. I'm just drawing in some guidelines for Van. All right, now let's take a number 9 gouge and let's start removing some of this hat, the bulkiness of the hat. So this is going to take a little bit, so I'm just going to let the tool work and let you watch here. Again, always watch where your hands are going, what's on the other side. Sorry to get out of camera frame there, but I get so involved in carving I forget I've got to keep within a certain area here, or else you all can't see what I'm doing. Now if you've got a larger sweep than this, why just help yourself and use it. And but we're just using this number 9 here for a lot of our grunt work. Now again, we're not going to get this very thin because we're still working around the edges here, and we want to be careful that we don't break off his hat. And so, as you're carving here, just keep in mind that you are just removing this here to help create a nice piece here to enjoy. So, just take your time. Now we're going to start using the knife here in just a little bit and removing more here. And again, we're not going to get too far into this with a hat, but now I think we get to the point to where we can use the knife and start shaping the hat, since we removed a lot of the bulkiness of this guy, and start putting the curvature to the hat here by making a stop cut in here and creating the bend in his hat. Okay, let's start rounding it. You can even turn this guy into a cowboy if you wanted to. We might try that sometime. Make a cowboy spoon to stir the chili out there on the range. All right, now I'm going to come in here with my U-gouge here and remove this bulkiness from the front of the hat here. This would be where the forehead would be. Okay. All right, just continue working this down. It just takes a little time. All right, let's stop and look. Once in a while we need to stop and see where we're at. Okay, so let's come in here now. Let's remove the thickness right in here. It's showing us that it's a little too thick right in there. Now I'm purposely leaving the edges thick through here the best that I can, because less breakage. If I put my finger there, or excuse me, my thumb there, less likely to break it off. But again, that's not a guarantee either. So, all right, so now let's take and let's dress the rest of the hat down and leave you know, if you're wanting to hang this guy from, you know, in your kitchen or something, as far as your utensils, you know, leave a spot here to where you can put an eyelet on top of the head, on top of the hat, or put it in a, you know, a jar, mason jar there, and let him stick up and look around. Okay, let's stop on the hat for a little bit, and let's get a closer look of him here on camera. And I can see right here that we need to take a little bit more off to the left. So that's why you need to do once in a while, stop and look at your carving and see where you need to bring things back in. And so let's take off more over here to the side. And then when we get to that point here in just a little bit, we're going to start putting in some eye placements and getting down to the fun part of this. But for us to get to the fun part, we got to do the hard part. That's the way it goes. All right, I'm going to come right here. Show a little separation from the spoon from the chest. I like working all over. I know some people say you move over, you move here, and you move there. Well, I like to because it just blends better when you're carving. You're not staying in one area very long. So all I wanted to do there is just show you, you know, the separation from the spoon from his upper body. Okay, now let's get into this part here of putting some facial features in this Hillbilly spoon. And again, this will be in the description for you to be able to print off and carve your own. You know, you could do a ma and pa spoon with kids. That'd be a fun little project. I might be biting off more than I want to chew. But anyway, all right, so come in here, deepen that right in through there. Okay, so now let's think about the face that we're going to do here. Of course, everything, we must make sure that we have a 90-degree angle the best that we can, especially in this area here where the face and nose, and make sure that we like working from a corner. So I'm going to take my knife, come in and make our cuts for the eye placement. All right. And then we're going to come in here now with our U-gouge and create the the bridge of his nose. And I'm going straight in, right through there. Okay. Going right here, going straight in, right there. Okay. So now you need to take your knife and remove those two pieces there that you just carved with the U-gouge. Then come out here where you start with the U-gouge and push straight in. And that's going to create, looky there, more of the eye area compared to this over here. All right, so we're going to turn our knife this way and our wood this way. And okay, so that's where we're at so far. He's going to be kind of a pudgy fella. Man, might be all right because since this is going to be an eating spoon, he might like to eat. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Let's come in. Now, let's make some stop cuts here for the smile line and here for the smile line. Come in here with our knife and we're going to create the 3 planes. Okay, trying to stay in focus here. Okay, so let's visit this area again and create the dental planes here. Okay, since we went deeper over there, let's go a little deeper here. Okay, so let's come in here now and create the smile lines for this guy. Well, he's going to have a good nose, a big old nose, so he might be able to smell some good food or something. Okay, let's stop and look at him now. Let's look at the features of the face there. All right, we're getting there. All right, so now we're just about ready to put in the eyes here in just a little bit. But I think we are going to kind of clean this up right here before we do. Look at it every which way before you proceed. All right, now I'm going to take my soft V and I'm going to split the eyebrows, area for the eyebrows. All right, and cut that back in. Again, we're trying to fit that head up into that hat better. Now we'll even do that more when we get ready to put the temples in. And so let's think about how we're going to pencil in the facial, the cheeks, and things like that here. Now we'll probably not put a mustache on this guy, so we're just going to do just an open, regular, relaxed mouth. Now whenever you get here, turn your V tool, and as you get closer to the top of the hat, dig in a little bit there, carve in a little bit to create that temple area. Then I take my knife and I carve a little bit like a scooping cut. Now you can see here the difference from this side not being done to this side. His head is fitting up into the hat more. All right, so let's get right about there. Okay, let's make the couple more cuts before we get into the eyes. Again, laying your tool on its side, run it up the side there, go again, and then take your knife and sink in that temple. And you can see, look there, how that fits up into the hat better. There's more balance there in the face. And all right, very good. All right, we're quite a ways into this project, so like I said, we'll do the spoon part on another episode, but we want to get the features in of his face. All right, let's pencil in a little bit of a mouth here. Look at that, just drawing that line there just makes him, he's happy, content there. And now we're going to take our V tool and we're going to come in and create the bottom, create the top lip. All right. Getting rid of any sharp edges he may have. All right, let's take our soft V, our 3/16 V, and let's put in the mouth, the bottom lip, excuse me, which is part of the mouth. All right, let you see that right there. Okay, before we go on. All right, and so now we're going to come in here and just separate and put in a stop cut right here between the upper and the lower lip. And again, just using the very tip of your knife. Don't be sinking in there very deep because you will bust the fibers up in there. Let the knife do the cutting little by little. All right, don't force it. Your tools should be extremely sharp when you're doing this. If your tools are dragging or they're leaving, you know, fuzzies or something, you probably need to address your tools, because it's no fun cutting with a dull tool. Plus, it's dangerous. All right. Again, I come back to this dental mound quite a bit here. All right, so now, because we got to make sure that he doesn't have a flat face, so I'm going to come in here with a smaller bladed knife and make this mouth a little deeper. Then I'm going to come and revisit our mouth area, our bottom. That way we are got some good action going there. All right, now we're going to take our 1/8 little shallow gouge and put in that little snot trough, or angel kiss, however you like to call it. Then I'm going to turn them upside down, put in the nostrils, which is part of the facial features. Taking my knife, undercutting that to create a shadow there. Sorry about that. All right, here we are. Look at there, look at there. That's where we're at so far. Okay, so let's take our knife here and let's break up this beard a little bit. Come in, make these little cuts here and there, all over, to break this up. Now I like to come in right about in here sometimes and make a cut. Now we're not going to put no ears on this guy, but I do like to break up the side of the head here with some cuts here, and to show separation from the beard. And again, you don't have to do this, but I think it's good once in a while to kind of do that. All right, so kind of eye it from over here, about the best that you can do. Come down, come down. I wander all over the place. Surprised I'm not lost here. But anyway, we are trying to get our cut in here to where you can see it good. All right, so let's come in and make a cut here and here. All right, good. All right, let's continue to come back to this lip right here. It has a tendency to want to drag right through there. There we go. There we go. All right, so now let's take our pencil and let's create some eyes. And we're going to do our open regular eye. And just even drawing the eye placement on there is already giving them a happy look too. They all come together. They all complement one another. Your facial features do. Okay. All right, so now take your V tool, and I'm going to use this 1/16 here on this size of a guy. And again, we're just going to take our time and creating the upper eyelid, because right below there is going to be the eyeball. Now I'm going to take my little knife, a little thin bladed knife, and I'm going to come in and make our 6 cuts to each eye ball. Okay, I'm going to turn my wood, come this way, make a cut here, make a cut there, and all right, so you can see there hopefully. And we've got the 6 cuts, 3 in each corner of the eye. Now I'm going to take my knife and put the blade right on top and remove that sliver of wood you see there. Okay. And then we're going to come in and make the bottom eyelid and turn our wood, create the little crow's feet down here on the side. All right, let's go across here to the other eye. Let's take our 1/16 V and make the cut here and make a cut here. All right. Now one eye is going to be just a little larger than the other, but that's all right. We can downsize things, so don't ever get hung up on that, you know. So just take your time in here and enjoy the journey that you're on. It all works out. All right. I'm going to come in on top. And removing that sliver of wood. Oh yeah, that's not bad. All right, now we're going to get our knife here. Again, we're going to come in and clean that up just a little bit there. There it goes, there it goes. All right, so let's come over here and revisit this eye a little bit. All right, let's take our V tool now, put in the bottom lid for this guy. Okay. All right. Let's look at him here for a second. As I said, that's a face only a mother could love. And anyway, he's a happy guy there. All right. So now let's come in here and look things over and try to get rid of anything that's out of the ordinary there. All right. Now let's work on our eyebrows. Like putting in eyebrow bone area. And we're just taking a little swoop cut right there about halfway up the forehead and making that swoop cut. And that automatically brings that bone out and where you can put some eyebrows there. All right, so we'll take our V tool, our 1/16 V, and we'll gently, hopefully, put in some eyebrow hair. You could paint it on, but the more detail you can put on your carving, I think the better. As you can see there's the eyebrow hair right there. And just helps bring it more to life. All right, so let's go over here. Let's do the same thing here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and again, you don't have to make them big and bushy, whatever. So. Okay, let's kind of get a gander at him here. All right, so let's take our knife here and kind of clean up underneath here. Let's clean all this up. V-tool did a pretty good job underneath here when we were parting the hat from the head. And so if you can, most of the time, try to use that V-tool. All right, now let's work on the shoulder area. Let's give the face a break for a little bit. And let's create the back side here of the spoon. As you can see here, we've got to put that little separation there. And so I'm going to start right about there. And he's got some broad shoulders on this one. All right, let's bring it right on down. And so connect everything. All right, let's get where I get my balance here and creating the center of that chest more with the spoon here. Okay. All right, let's remove all the bandsaw marks off of the chest area. And let's get to the front part of him. If you want, you could even put a collar and buttons and shirt here, maybe a little bit, maybe just to kind of break it up a little bit. You know, you could come in here and make a collar or two there, or a shirt and buttons, whatever. We might do that. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. And like I said, we'll work on the spoon part on an additional video down the road here. But I wanted to show you how to just lay out this project here with the bandsaw cutout, getting all the features in. Because you know what, even if you messed up on the spoon, you could cut this off right here and make it into an ornament. You know, so there's always a way to salvage things. So if you can look for it. All right, okay, now let's start working on the hair, and that will be our last thing that we'll probably do on this part of this guy. And again, I'm going to turn him upside down here and from the top looking down, see if anything's out of the ordinary. I don't see anything right now. And so we're going to come back here and clean that up the best we can. Taking our V-tool, All right, let's put some hair in. Well, I tell you what, before we do that, let's put in one little thing I've got to do, and that is just a little bit of the, put in a little bit of the action in the mouth. Just a little bit. Okay, now let's go make some hair here. I'm going to take our V tool here and try to stay in within camera view here the best we can. Kind of like walking and chewing gum. Sometimes I wander off the trail. And again, break it up, and make some deep cuts in here. As you can see there, we're trying to create some depth in his beard. You can use different size of V-tools to create different depth also, but we're gonna try to stick with this one right here and just work our way around the beard. And again, I use a V-tool on men's hair, especially cowboys, Indians, hillbilly, mountain men, whatever. And I'll leave the U-gouges for the softer hair for like Santa Claus's and women's hair. So, but again, that's up to you. And we're turning and twisting. Using your blower. Then come in and clean up here. Then when I get close to the mouth here, I try to take shorter strokes. That way I don't knock out part of the lip that we just carved in earlier. Take our knife and let's remove any of these cuts that we made here with the V-tool. All right, then we're going to do the side here, the hair. Now I'm going to stop right there because I'm not going to put no hair in the back. So I'm just going to let the hat cover the rest of that. Okay. So, but we are going to finish this out right through here. Taking our knife. And again, the rougher you can make your hillbilly, the better off I think he's going to be. The more happier you can make him. Or whether it's a cowboy or whatever, make him rough looking. Because out here on the trail or out here in the hills, they didn't know what a razor was. Till they got to town, probably. All right, let's give him a good brushing. Let's give this guy a look over and see what we need to do next, if there is anything. Probably there is usually. All right, let's put him up here to the camera, let y'all get a look at him. And there is part one of our Hillbilly spoon. And so I think we'll call it good for now on that part. You can come in and put your little wrinkles and things like that in the hat and things like that there. Put a little band around his hat if you want to. We might do that off camera, but anyway, this kind of gives you an idea of what you can do, and so I hope that you enjoyed this little project, and let me know in the comments section below how you got along. So until next time, thank you for joining us, and happy carving.